The years wrinkle our skin, but lack of enthusiasm wrinkles our soul. There are two kinds of disease of the soul, vice and ignorance. A free soul ought not to pursue any study slavishly, for nothing that is learned under compulsion stays with the mind. Are you not ashamed of heaping up the greatest amount of money and honor and reputation, and caring so little about wisdom and truth and the greatest improvement of the soul? Give me beauty in the inward soul, and may the outward and inward may be one. Musical training is a more potent instrument than any other, because rhythm and harmony find their way into the inward places of the soul, on which they mightily fasten, imparting grace, and making the soul of him who is rightly educated graceful, or of him who is ill-educated ungraceful. Envy is the ulcer of the soul. The misuse of language induces evil in the soul. The body cannot be cured without regard for the soul. Virtue is the beauty of the soul. Let us reflect in this way, too, that there is good hope that death is a blessing, for it is one of two things. Either the dead are nothing and have no perception of anything, or it is, as we are told, a change and a relocation for the soul from here to another place. Just as you ought not to attempt to cure eyes without head, or head without body, so you should not treat body without soul. I do nothing but go about persuading you all, old and young alike, not to take thought for your persons or your properties, but and chiefly to care about the greatest improvement of the soul. The soul, like the body, accepts by practice whatever habit one wishes it to contact. And I say, let a man be of good cheer about his soul, when the soul has been arrayed in her own proper jewels, temperance and justice and courage, and nobility and truth. She is ready to go on her journey when the hour comes. I was afraid that by observing objects with my eyes, and trying to comprehend them with each of my other senses, I might blind my soul altogether. The soul is pure when it leaves the body, and drags nothing bodily with it, by virtue of having no willing association with the body and life, but avoiding it. Practicing philosophy in the right way is a training to die easily. The soul is cured of its maladies by certain incantations. These incantations are beautiful reasons from which temperance is generated in souls. The soul, then, as being immortal, and having been born again many times, and having seen all things that exist, whether in this world or in the world below, has knowledge of them all. All inquiry and all learning is but recollection. All men's souls are immortal, but the souls of the righteous are immortal and divine. in order that the mind should see light instead of darkness. So the entire soul must be turned away from this changing world, until its eye can learn to contemplate reality and that supreme splendor, which we have called the good. Hence, there may well be an art whose aim would be to effect this very thing. I am confident that there truly is such a thing as living again, that the living spring from the dead, and that the souls of the dead are in existence. Every pleasure or pain has a sort of rivet, with which it fastens the soul to the body and pins it down and makes it corporeal, accepting as true whatever the body certifies.